Hey Geeks, welcome to another episode of Geek Speak TV Live. I am your host, Patrick Estrada, and joining me is Abigail, our writer for Geek Speak TV, and Kyle, the head writer for Geek Speak TV. How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Well, welcome. We're live, we're streaming, we're here on YouTube. It's awesome. Technology, right? I'm so excited. So, it's been a awesome week, I think. Yeah?
Yes.
Geek? Yes? I think we're going to dive right into the show. Today's show's about Netflix and chill. No, just kidding. It's about Netflix and all the original programming that they're doing, right? I mean, that's what the show's about. We agreed about this before we came. And I had no idea how much there was. This is like a 5-episode show. Just kidding. No. We're going to try to... We basically picked our favorites that we were able to find. There is a lot more information. We're going to have that on our website with a supporting article to go with this awesome little podcast we're doing right now. But first, I thought we would maybe just cover a little bit of what happened this past week in our Week in Geek. A quick note about our print episode, our first episode. Of course, we're fighting with them about copyright issues. So right now, it's still pending. It will be up soon. I'm actually going to make an abridged version with a lot less prints, clips, and more of us. So we can actually get that episode up for you guys. But hopefully it'll let us show the version that I just put up for them. It's a little bit edited from the original live, but that's a good reason to watch us live, because they can't get us when we're live, man. Yeah! No, just kidding, they can. They're watching now. We love you, YouTube. So anywho, so that's that. So you did an awesome article on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., yes?
Yes, the most recent episode was The Singularity. And what's happening right now on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is...
Hold on, time out. Spoilers! So if you don't want to hear this...
Oh, yeah. Spoiler alert!
Because we're live, so go get coffee. Okay, go.
Okay, so right now, one of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s most powerful agents, Daisy Johnson, a.k.a. Quake, has gone rogue. She's been infected by this inhuman alien called Hive, and he's infecting other Inhumans, and they're planning to essentially make everyone else inhuman and take over the world. So, if you want to go check that out, we're clear.
Oh, we're good. Okay, cool. We started to get a little spoiler there from me, so I had to bail out. I'm sorry.
It was the destruction of a certain group.
Oh yeah, that's pretty damn important.
Sorry.
Pretty darn important. Okay, we're good.
Okay, we're good. We're back. And we're back. So, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., guys. Okay, yeah. So be careful when you're trolling on our website, because you could get some spoilers that you weren't looking for. I kind of skim articles sometimes just to make sure that, I'm like, hey, what do you want? If you're not up to date like me, and it's my bad, because I'm not up to date on some things, like I was talking to our buddy Patrick Moore, and I was like, okay, I got seasons 3 and 4 of Game of Thrones to catch up on. He's like, that's journalistically irresponsible of you. I'm like, you're right.
That's right. Spoiler zone now. No one hides spoilers for like season 3.
And that's my own fault. Like the other day I was driving, I drive for the Uber, and I had a passenger in my car, and I was talking about episode 7 and Han Solo getting shanked, right? And I was like, and I totally freaked out. I was like, wait, have you seen? I'm like, wait a minute. That was like, that's on Blu-ray. Never mind. It's your own fault if you haven't seen that yet. It's your own fault. Yeah.
Okay, and then let's see. What have you been up to?
Moving on. What'd you do?
I was discussing the Jungle Book because it is hit number 1 for the 3rd weekend now. It will be number 1 for the 3rd weekend. I've seen it. Did a review and actually attended the Art of the Jungle Book signing in Alhambra last weekend.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. So,
cool stuff happening in locally in LA.
There's lots of stuff always happening.
You know what we're going to do in the future for our fans? We got to get on the ball as far as letting them know ahead of time about that kind of stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you know about it, like, when? When do you find out about it?
About 4 weeks before.
Okay.
That's more than enough
time for our fans to get on that, because there was hardly anybody there, in my opinion. And it was a cool little spot. What was the name of this?
Gallery Nucleus.
Gallery Nucleus in Alhambra. So we're going to try to, I was walking around that space, and I think we need to we need to camp there and get out T-shirts and stuff
Yeah.
in the future because it's an awesome little art space. They had a whole Akira Bart thing.
Bartkira, and also Little Prince gallery upstairs.
Yeah, so it was like The Simpsons and Akira mashed together in some decent artwork, man.
Yeah.
I was like, I had to go pee, and I was like, oh, this is like the best pee trip ever because I was walking by all this awesome artwork that I wasn't expecting to see, and it was like, this is cool stuff. So definitely, Gallery Nucleus. The S is silent, stupid. Anyway, moving on. Jungle Book. Yes. Oh my God. Okay, so I'm gonna admit, first off, I'm a bit of a Disney purist, as you know. I used to work for the Mouse, and so I love the Jungle Book. It was my first, like, classic animated cartoon. I think that I watched on my own at the theaters. You know, like my parents took me. I was like, this is awesome, because they re-released it in like the '90s in theaters, and then they put it out on DVD. And that got me into like swing music. Like I became a swing kid after that because of the soundtrack, you know, and Louis Vega and you know the King Louis. I'm the king of the swingers. Whoa. So this is a little known, well-known fact that Christopher Walken is one of my favorite actors of all time. Bone
Cowbell.
I've got a fever. The only cure. So, Man Cub. When he was in there, like, oh my God, I was sitting there almost in tears of joy. Like, I was just like, this is my favorite Disney character, which is King Louis, my favorite actor, Christopher Walken, and they sang the song, and I was like, ugh. My date, needless to say, I'm not dating her anymore, because after that, she was like, you're just too much of a child. I can't date you anymore. And I'm like, I'm the king of the swingers, whoa. And she was done, so whatever, peace. But I had a great time at that movie, and Bill Murray.
Oh,
Baloo.
yeah.
Awesome.
Baloo. I mean, I was a bit of I was against the whole live action thing. Like, no, don't do it. Leave Jungle Book alone. But now I kind of was like, can we see Lion King like that? Yeah, that'd be great.
Next one up is Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, okay, whatever. I'm gonna have to stop fighting it.
With
you know,
Emma
it's like,
Watson.
I'm just have to go with it and like it, you know, because obviously they've got it dialed in because that was a brilliant movie.
And are they doing like Cruella with Emma Stone?
Yeah, that's planned.
Ooh, see.
I could stand to see that.
Dumbo with Tim Burton.
Speaking of Patrick Moore, so we're talking about the Jungle Book and we're having a great time at his house, and he's like, "Oh, did you hear about Winnie the Pooh?" I'm like, "What about Winnie the Pooh?" And he shows me like a grizzly bear, Winnie the Pooh, and he's like, "They're gonna do the Winnie the Pooh movie." And I was like, he's like, "I'm kidding, but I'm gonna start that rumor." And I was like, "Oh man!" When I saw that Winnie the Pooh, I was like, "Maybe not Disney." But
I was going to mention that I saw it last year, the preview of Jungle Book at D23. I lost my mind with the preview, and I texted Patrick saying,
"Yeah,
this is the movie. This is the movie of the year." And he was like, "What?
No
are you
way.
talking Jungle Book?" Yeah, so D23 was awesome. I think it's next year. Every 2 years is the convention.
It's only every 2 years now?
Every 2 years.
But that was every year.
No, every 2 years, so it was a year ago, so next year will be D23 at Anaheim.
That's my sad face. Oh, that's a bummer. You know what is coming up, though? E3. I just got the press announcement.
Is that it? Okay.
Do you like video games?
I do. I love video games. In
Okay.
fact, I just downloaded recently Shadow of Mordor.
Legally, of course.
Yes, they're Steam. They're Steam. There was a sale. It was 75% off.
Ooh.
Yeah, that got
nice.
for like $12.
Steam plug. Yeah, if you don't know what Steam is a online, like, you can download old games for cheap. I downloaded all the Star Wars games.
Oh yeah,
on my
old
Mac.
games are super cheap.
For your Mac, too.
And if you like put a game on your wish list, they will let you know when it's on sale. And so I got a little email, your favorite game you want is 75% off. I'm like, yes.
On more gaming news, did you hear about the recent update that PlayStation did that allows you to play your PlayStation games on your personal computer?
Really?
You can plug in your USB controller into your Mac and download the little client that they have, and you can download whatever games, and you can play it on your computer.
Oh, go figure.
Change the game. Change the face of gaming right there, PlayStation. Why don't you? And not say anything about it. Yeah, it came out like a little like blurb, and I was like, wait, this is amazing. So I'm gonna test it out. You know, we're gonna get the Twitch channel going. Yeah, so that's gonna be fun. You see how much I suck at gaming. And you're welcome to come school me. I'm kidding. I'm actually pretty decent when it comes for my age. I'm gonna put that in there. Demographic for my age.
I'm getting used to PC gaming because I used to be like PlayStation all the time, but I'm like, it's either I get a new gaming computer, or I keep my PS4. I'm like, I'll get the new laptop.
I went with PS4. I'm happy. It's a lovely Blu-ray player too. Yeah, no complaints. And Battlefront. We did the Battlefront back in December, and that's still an awesome game to play. So, anyway, moving on. So Jungle Book, it number 1 in the box office the second week in a row, and projected to be a third week next week, and probably for the next 4 months, because that movie was amazing. And also local news, if you're watching live right now and you're wondering what to do today and you still have time, you can make it to Frank & Son's collectible show right now. Mr. Adam West, Ben Burt?
Yeah. Burt Ward.
Burt Ward, thank you. I always
plays Robin.
Plays Robin, the original Robin.
And then they have Catwoman.
And the one that's not dead, Julie Newmar. We had a discussion before the show, and I was like, "Isn't she the dead one?" And he was like, "No." Like, verify that.
There's so much respect in this room.
Absolutely, all the time.
Eartha Kitt. No.
Hey, get a fact check, man. It's important. I don't want to send people to send the wrong person. They're like, "Oh, that's embarrassing." Yeah,
okay.
It's live. Yeah. So what can we do? So if you have the chance, frankenssonscollectibleshow.com is the website.
Yes.
You get directions and show stuff, and it's free. The autographs won't be free though. They usually range between $45 and $85, depending.
They're not too bad.
Depending on what you're getting, because usually you have to get it's a picture up to a pop, whatever. They'll sign something for you. But it's an opportunity to get a photo op with Batman and Robin and Catwoman from the original '60s television show,
which helped revamp the entire thing.
Oh my God! I mean, well, we talked about Batman last week. When Batman came out, they re-released the television series on television. Remember that?
Yeah.
And that I fell in love with that Batman more than I did the Tim Burton Batman. I was like, this is cool, but this whole TV series is just awesome. The Joker and the Penguin, and it had all I love when they have the really good, villains come in. Like some of the I never liked Mr. Freeze. He was kind of a weaker.
Just freaky.
Yeah, he was weird though.
I think
watch the '60s one.
For everything that's wrong with Mr. Freeze is.
They redid them in Gotham. He just appeared in Gotham.
He was played by the guy who plays Meacham in House of Cards.
Oh, good segue with this one, huh? Because we're talking about Netflix today, and we're getting way off subject. But yeah, go see them at Frank & Sons if you get a chance. And we're going to get on subject because we're going to run out of show soon, and we've got a lot to talk about. But yeah, House of Cards on Netflix is one of those original Netflix programs starring one of my other favorite actors of all time, Mr. Kevin Spacey. If you don't know what it's about right away, before we even talk about it, we actually have a trailer from House of Cards. We're going to play this for you and enjoy some of this nonsense.
That I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States. That I will faithfully execute the office of
Power is a lot like real estate. It's all about location, location, location. The closer you are to the source, the higher your property value. Centuries from now, when people watch this footage, who will they see smiling just at the edge of the frame?
So help me God. Congratulations.
This is going to be a big year for us.
This is the memo I've drafted on our Middle East policy we've been developing. I'd like to coin the phrase trickle-down diplomacy. That
Frank,
way...
We are not nominating you for Secretary of State. I know he made you a promise, but circumstances have changed.
The nature of promises, Linda, is that they remain immune to changing circumstances.
I knew you shouldn't trust that woman.
I didn't, I don't trust anyone.
Then how could you not see this coming?
Walker just nominated Carl.
It's a long road to confirmation.
I protect your identity. I print whatever you tell me, and I'll never ask any questions.
So we're talking about trust. What is it you want? Your absolute, unquestioning loyalty. Anything.
We're in a very gray area, ethically, legally, which I'm okay with.
Shelley Barnes of the Washington Herald, quoting a source close to the president.
I'm not exactly sure how it got leaked.
I want it over.
I'm sorry, Mr. President, but I will not do that. Get ready, Kathy. Things are about to move very quickly.
Okay. I'm ready.
Do you understand how you're to behave?
And if I don't play along, we'll cleave you from the herd and watch you die in the wilderness.
You promised me it wouldn't be like this.
We'll have a lot of nights like this. Making plans. There it is.
Hot mic. Welcome back from that little clip of House of Cards, the Netflix original program starring Kevin Spacey. Whoa. That's like intense presidential stuff right now. And in an election year, it's probably a good thing to watch if you haven't seen it yet. But tell us, so you've seen it?
Yes, I have. I'm all caught up.
And it's how many seasons?
I think 3 or 4 now.
I think it might be 4 or 5, but we'll double check on that for you. We'll fact check it. It'll be on the website. Whatever. It's live.
Yeah.
So, Kevin, what is the premise of the show? So who is he?
Okay. Kevin Spacey plays Frank Underwood, who is the majority whip in the House in Congress. And basically, he does not care what ethical lines he crosses as long as he gets what he wants. And as we find out later on as we go along with the series, is that it's the presidency and he'll do anything and everything to keep it. And I think one of the greatest things about this series is a little small thing, is that he'll break the fourth wall and he'll just give little asides to the audience. It's a lot more frequent in the first season than it is in later seasons, but the more he'll talk about what he's doing, why he's doing it, and more often than not, it's hilarious because he'll be making fun of whoever he's talking with, and then he'll go right back to the conversation.
That's awesome. I like that. I'm going to have to check that out. So Kevin Spacey in House of Cards. Again, you can watch. The great thing about Netflix and the program is you put a season out and it's the entire season. There's no waiting week to week. You can just binge watching.
Binge watching is dangerous.
Now, I wonder, I actually heard something about this, about the whole binge watching. Netflix is actually kind of like a thing. Like, you get a sickness. Like, people are not going to work and not getting out of bed because they're binge watching seasons of Netflix. And it's like, I can see that happening.
I think that's a little more prone among college students.
Get your ass into class.
You're like,
stop watching television.
I don't need to go to class today. I think I'm up on my rent. I'm good.
Oh my gosh, you kids nowadays. And so that's one show, House of Cards. You are a comedy addict when it comes to Netflix. That's where your button goes, huh?
For Netflix, I'm basically looking for fun stuff. I watch old episodes of the IT Crowd. I love that show, which is an older show. And also the second season of the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt just came out. That's hilarious. The last episode I saw, she was trapped in a bunker, and one of her bunker mates is caught up in a cult.
So wait a second. This is that's a Netflix original, right?
Yeah.
And what is the premise of that show to begin with? Because you mentioned bunker and all that.
She's caught up in a bunker.
So who is she? Let's go back even further. Like, who is this person?
Well, Kimmy Schmidt is our main girl, and she's caught up in the bunker and released into New York because she goes on the Today Show and decides, oh, I should stay in New York because I should and have fun. And she just gets caught up in these wacky adventures. But the latest one is her bunker mate is caught up in a cult, the Church of Cosmetology. And she's about to go on a ship with the founder to... Okay, so all of the humor of that.
This show sounds weird.
Other cults. There's another cult that's out there. Let's not mention Tom Cruise, but
I had a feeling you were going there. Hey, we lost internet connection. What the hell? Oh, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. No. Yeah. Okay. So it's a weird show. Is it? Okay,
I'm
it
curious.
Is offbeat.
What was she doing in the bunker in the first place?
Yeah. Why is she in a bunker? What's a bunker?
Oh, she was just caught up in. All of them are pretty naive. That they just the Reverend, who's played by John Hamm, convinces them to all these women to go in because of the apocalypse is going to happen. Yeah, and then of course it's not happening, and they get released accidentally.
So that's the premise of the show. All these women get conned into going to a bunker at the end of the world.
She's talking about her New York life now.
So but she was one of these people.
Yes.
That was conned into being a bunker.
Yes. because of no real reason.
That is pretty funny. Okay, I like it.
It is no 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Okay, that's kind of funny. A show that I'm actually watching, I am an animated kind of guy. I love cartoons, obviously. Animaniacs is one of the things that I'm watching right now on Netflix. It's not an original program, but something you should watch if you're perusing. But BoJack Horseman, have you guys seen this show? Heard of it? It's one of those shows that I actually resisted for a minute because it just looked so ridiculous. Because it was a man horse. Okay, and I'm like, oh, what the hell? Yeah, but on a board meeting tonight, let's watch some BoJack. And it's actually pretty funny. It's voiced by Arquette. I'm forgetting his name from Arrested Development. I'll look him up later. But it's really funny. It's about a 90s sitcom star who is this BoJack Horseman, who's a man horse. And in this reality of this world, there's human-sized horses and birds and dogs and cats, and they have jobs and they have actors and whatnot. And BoJack was a former 90s star who had a big hit TV show, who's now a washed-up actor, and he's trying to get he's living off of his fame of the 90s, and he's kind of a douchebag, and interacts with all of he's got a guy who's crashing on his couch kind of thing, who's actually a talented writer, diamond in the rough kind of thing, and he's got an agent who's like a cat, best friend who's a dog, and he's got a ghostwriter who's writing a biography about himself. And he's got a ghostwriter who's a human who's like following him around. And he's kind of like have like weird romantic tension. But it's really well written and clever and funny and totally adult oriented. And there's 2 seasons out right now. So give BoJack a try if you're looking for something kind of on the Arrested Development tip. It's kind of on that level of humor, but animated with the horseman. Sounds ridiculous, I know. Bad job on that one. Anyway, moving on. So one thing that I told Kyle about that she didn't know about, and you might have been too young to even experience this, but Pee-wee's Playhouse. Did you ever? You know what that is?
No.
Do you know who Pee-wee Herman is?
Nope.
Okay.
Wrong generation.
Awesome. That's exactly the point.
Gotham.
Exactly the point.
He played the Penguin's father.
Okay.
Which, as an aside, is awesome because you know why? You know why?
Yeah.
Because in Tim Burton's
Batman
Returns, he was the father of the Penguin as well.
Yeah.
And that actor is Paul Rubens, who back in the 80s and early 90s, I believe, was a star of a show called Pee-wee's Playhouse, which was a Saturday morning kids cartoon show with a bunch of puppets, and he wore this gray suit with the red bow tie. And a friend of mine, Mike Moore's grandfather, told him to get that bow tie for the groundlings. It was kind of a cool thing. Anyway, Pee-wee Herman, it was like a huge thing, and it was he was kind of an adult kid who had like puppets and things that talked to him, and Jambi the genie that he would grant his wishes, and it was a weird show. But I think you can watch it on Netflix. I think they have Pee-wee's Playhouse episodes on Netflix, but he did a movie called Pee-wee's Big Adventure, directed by Tim Burton. Big movie. Tim Burton's first movie, I believe. And then they did Pee-wee's Circus. Yeah, Pee-wee's Big Top. Yeah, and that was less of a hit, but still kind of funny. But Netflix gives them another chance, and they did another Pee-wee's adventure movie. And you know what? Rather than talk about it, we're just going to show it so that way you guys can see it for yourself, because seeing is believing in this case. So enjoy some Pee-wee.
Morning! Hi, kids!
You're the sweetest boy in Fairville.
Morning, Pee-wee! Morning, Pee-wee!
Haven't you ever wonder what life is like outside Fairville?
Nope. You know I don't want to go anywhere or try anything new. Bye! French toast is up!
Cool.
What can I get you?
Milkshake, please.
Flavor?
Let's say chocolate.
3, 2, 1, chocolate. Wow.
Thanks. You ever been in a fight?
No.
Broken a rule?
No.
You ever had 2 women fight over you?
Have I? No.
I think I know why you and I met. You're gonna leave Fairville. You're gonna take a holiday. You got a choice to make. Stick around here, or live a little.
Bingo! My very first holiday is off to a perfect start! The Jackers, where you headed?
Drive, Pipsqueak.
Come on, go! Where are we?
The woods.
New York City.
Our village.
A snake farm.
Oh, you coming with us. This your lucky day.
Where should I sit?
By me.
Like to say a few words, Pee-wee?
Encyclopedia? Pimple? And, hairball.
Amen.
LATTIHTBD. Look at the time. I have to be going.
So, what did you think of Pee-wee?
Interesting.
Well, again, that's kind of weird to show something like that to somebody, who didn't have this exposure. Like, I would get mad at my mom for making me go to Sunday school because Pee-wee's Playhouse was on, and Sunday school was actually on Saturdays, which sucked for me.
Why?
Freaking Catholics. Yeah, Sunday school was on Saturday, so you had Saturday and Sunday. That right there. So, yeah. That was so I'll get mad. But Pee-wee's on. I'm gonna miss the word of the day because you have the word of the day.
Oh yeah.
And whenever you said the word of the day, phone, everyone would scream. Yeah, and you'd be in your house like a little kid screaming. Ah! Like, why are you screaming? Because Pee-wee said the word of the day. Anyways, but we are so running out of time. So real quick, we were talking about Marvel.
Yes, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage is coming out in September.
The thing about I found out about Jessica Jones. There was a comic series Marvel did called
Alias, part of the Marvel Max.
Which is?
It was during the early 2000s, and they were trying to get more adults oriented in comics, and it was very much, it had cursing and sex and everything, and they pulled no punches. And then subsequently they also had the Marvel Knights series, which was geared towards teenagers, which Daredevil was a part of.
Wow. So I had no idea this even existed. So I'm going to have to go back and do some reading on this adult versions of comics. Because I was like, what are you talking about? Like Skinamax? Like that kind of thing? Yeah, and apparently, something like that.
That was when the rating system was just coming to life. Because remember, they had the comics book code before that. They had the rating system.
Thank you, Stanley. Mm-hmm. Okay, and so this was their foray into kind of more risque storylines and violence. And
Deadpool was also part of, I think, Marvel Max. Yeah, part of Max.
So there you go, some origins for you guys that if you did not know.
I think that's when he started getting some of his more, because beforehand he wasn't a good guy, but he wasn't nearly as dirty or, risque.
There you go, some more. Now you know, and knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. Yeah.
That I do know.
You know that?
G.I. Joe, Transformers, that was my stuff.
See, she knows. Yeah, it's all about educating the public. And I honestly did not know about those comics. So that's kind of a cool thing that Netflix is kind of delving into that, because you said the Daredevil was very violent, and it's kind of in step with the comic. Oh yeah, the early comics especially, they were, holy crap, those were dark. Okay, well there you go, Netflix. So you guys, there is so much stuff on here. Like I said, this had to be an 8-part episode. We didn't even get the meat of anything. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon sequel. Yeah. That's actually not that bad. I watched that. Did you see that?
Put up the review.
I haven't even seen the original movie.
Okay, so she's going to watch the original, and then she's going to watch the part 2 on Netflix. God, that's awesome. That is so cool. So anyway, we got a Star Wars May the 4th Be With You episode coming up next week. So make sure you guys, if you can be here for that, that'll be awesome. If not, well, we'll think about you.
Captain America Civil War.
We have some. So we have a lot of stuff coming up next week. It's going to be awesome. Free Comics Day is also coming up next week.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, Captain America Civil War. It's going to be so sweet. We're going to be at El Capitan, so we'll look on Facebook for pictures of us there, like geeking out and having fun. Thanks for joining us again. The time's up already. It's half an hour gone. So we will see you guys next week, and same bat time.
Same bat channel.
Same bat channel.
Bye.
Let's play some outro music. Bang.